back in the 50s that we were growing the fastest at that time. And in fact, we were the fastest growing church, if you remember. We were number one. And now today, I don't know if you know it or not, but we're last. We're last. All the denominations are ahead of us in regard to sharing the gospel and bringing people in. And those latest stats, and you can read them, of course. I don't know if you know him, but Flavor Yapley Jr. He does a lot of stats and stuff, and writes books and stuff on church growth and stuff. And so we are falling all the way from the top down to the bottom. And our question this morning is, why has the fire gone out? What's happened to us? If you look in the text in Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 18, verse 19 says, "When I say to the wicked, you shall surely die, you do not warn him or speak out to warn the wicked from his wicked way, that they may live. That wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But his blood I will require at your hand. Yet if you have warned the wicked, and does not turn from his wickedness, or from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but you have delivered your soul." You know, as I look at this, I look at it from two perspectives. As an elder, I looked at it in regard to the people that I had accepted the responsibility of being a shepherd, being an elder, being the pastor. And I looked at it from that perspective. I never will forget the lady down the street. Geneva was her name. She had not been faithful, was not faithful to the Lord. I'd done her husband's funeral. I'd done her children's weddings. And I knew Geneva very well. And I had not talked to her about her soul. And it got heavy one Sunday on my heart. And you know, the little devil, the little man that sits on my shoulder says, "Oh, she's probably not home. Oh, she probably won't receive you. Oh, she probably doesn't want to hear this, and you just make things worse." You know, that little guy that sits on my shoulder. And so I decided that I wasn't going to allow him to decide for me what I was going to do. I hurried, I remember. I hurried very fast. Ate my lunch, and went to Geneva's house. And with Geneva, I said to her, I said, "Geneva," I knocked the door, I said, "Geneva, may I come in?" And she said, "Why, yes, Jim." I said to her, I said, "Geneva, if the Lord were to come right now, you and I would both go to hell." I said, "Do you understand that?" And she looked, she said, "Yes, Jim." I said, "Geneva, you're not walking with Jesus." And I said, "Geneva, I haven't warned you. I've accepted to be an elder, I've accepted to be the shepherd of your soul, and I have not warned you, and I will go to hell." I said, "Geneva, I'm here today because I care about you. Geneva, I've done your husband's funeral. I've kept you in every way, and that's because I care about you." And I said, "Today, I'm here because I want to live And I want you to go ahead. And you know, she appreciated me coming. And you know that she's got faithful. And she stays faithful and she's involved in the Lord's work today. There's one thing I can count on. I can go back to West Freeway and I know who's going to be there. I know she's going to be there. But you see, he says here, unless I warn. But my neighbor, what about my neighbor? What about Bobby? What about Bobby? As we were traveling one day from Zurich, Switzerland, going to Zwickau, Germany, we were going along, and my son-in-law said to Don and I, he said, would you like to see a walled city? And I said, yeah. And so he took us by the walled city, and as we were going into the center of town, I noticed that there were some children or some youngsters out there, and they were getting instruments out and everything. And so I said to him, looks like to me that we're fixing to have some music here. And I said, let's go get us some lunch real fast, come back and let's see who it is, what's going to happen. We went down to McDonald's. The big arches were right there in the middle of Germany. Hello? And so I went down, we got my big, my sandwich, and we came back and to the center of town, in the center of the square there, and they were ready to play and everything. And they started playing marches and things that were familiar with us, and we found out this was an American high school traveling in Germany. As I thought about the walled city, I think about us today. How that in the walled city, that you and I are to be God's spiritual watchmen. And that it is, as it were, around here, we're to have our be part of the walled city and protect this community. And that you and I are to warn those who are lost. But why today have we gone from first to last? I want to talk to you, look at Jeremiah chapter 20 and verse 9. And in Jeremiah's heart, Jeremiah will say, but if I say I will not remember him or speak any more in his name, then my heart it will become as a burning fire, shut up in my bones. And I'm weary of holding it in. He said it's bothering me. I can't hold this message in any longer. He said, I can't stop preaching. I can't stop sharing God's word. Jeremiah had very, very, very few converts, if he had any. But he kept on what? He kept on warning. He kept on sharing with people. And so I ask this question today. Not to condemn, but for us to inspect our hearts, for us to look at ourselves and say, hey, why has the fire gone out? We were talking just a little bit. Mike came in and Mike joined in with us, and Mike said, I was raised in the church. And we talked some more about how it used to be. I'm 75. And I can remember. I can remember Dad and Mom. I remember how that Dad took the cow that we were to have to use for our meat that year. And we were farmers, and he didn't have money. We lived on borrowed money until the crop was made, and then pay the money back, and then borrow some more. There the cow was, and we wanted to build a building for our Spanish-speaking brethren. And Dad didn't have any money, and he gave the cow. He gave our meat for the year. Why? because they were so enthusiastic about what? Sharing the gospel with others. And that's where I want us to be today. I want us to get back to that point. But how do we do that? How do we do that? Look at the following facts. Notice, over 120,000 people will die today. 120,000 people will die today. 50 million people will be ushered into eternity this year. 50 million people. And if Jesus is right, which he is, in Matthew chapter 7, verse 13 and verse 14, he says the way is broad unto destruction, but the way is narrow unto eternal life. Therefore, the majority of them will be ushered into where? Into eternity without my Jesus. But how many of these will be warned by God's spiritual watchmen, by God's priest? As Peter would say, you are a holy nation, a priest of God. You see, the purpose of today's lesson is to help us take that inventory and to look at ourselves as God's watchmen. And again, I ask you this morning, one more time, let's explore why the fire has gone out. Let me suggest to you that first of all, it's gone out because today, I don't think that we believe that people are lost. The people around us. What about the eunuch in Acts chapter 8, verse 26 through verse 39? Here's a man that worshiped God. He believed in God. He read his Bible. He was a great moral man because he was the treasurer over the queen's treasury. So he could be trusted, and yet God was sending Philip to him, that he might teach him that he can be saved. Look at Cornelius in Acts chapter 10. Here's a devout man, according to the Bible, a man that feared God, and he gave much alms to the poor. And he prayed to God always. But God sent Peter, what? To save him, to teach him in his household way. Well, look at another one. What about the Jews in Romans chapter 10, verse 1 through 3? Paul said that they were people who worshiped God and they were zealous. And they prayed. But yet Paul has the desire that he might teach them that they might be saved. Well, look at Saul himself, who will become Paul. In Philippians chapter 3, he's a Jew, he's a religious person. He believes in God. He's got a great conscience. And what is he doing? He's doing what he thinks God wants him to do. And yet he's what? On the road to Damascus, what happened? God causes him to understand that he's lost and that he needs him. And he obeyed the gospel, Acts 22, verse 16. And so we can see our neighbors, our religious, good friends, beautiful people, great people, people who love God, people who are doing what they think God wants them to do. But brothers and sisters, if the Bible be right, they need Jesus. They need to be saved. And so we have to understand, first of all, that people are lost without Jesus. And we want to do something about it. Well, another reason, as we look, and we ask ourselves, well, why has the fire really gone out? It's because you and I have not wept for souls. How many times have we really wept because somebody was lost? On the to the church building. We passed a lot of people. A lot of people. But how did we feel? Did it touch our hearts? What about our friends? Are they touching my heart? Am I crying? You know, we cry over a lot of things. Sporting events, TV programs. You get a traffic ticket and we cry. Hello? Huh? What about that new car? And what about when we back up too far and we hit a pole and with these plastic bumpers, what happens? Crack. A new bumper. Here's $1,000. Hello? And what happens? We cry. Huh? Do we not? And we cry over all of these things, I cried because Seattle didn't beat the Patriots. Hello? And so we cry over a lot of things. But why are we not crying over souls? When's the last time? Be honest with yourself. Be honest with God. When's the last time? Well, because our soul was lost. But how can we, from time to time, in this beautiful worship, Ernest said this morning, he said, "You're not going to drive me away from here. I don't care what you do." You know what you said? He said, "You're not going to drive me out of here." And some of our brothers came in. He said to them, "You're not going to make me leave here." Why? This is a safe place. This is a good place. This is the place where we're loved. And yet, do I cry? Because somebody's missing out on all of this. You have a beautiful family here. Amen? Hey, y'all can say amen. Come on, Walls, talk with me this morning. You know me, I was here in August. You're not supposed to just. And so, but am I really weeping because people are lost? Look at the little point. Lord, give to me thy love to show for lost and wandering sheep, that I might see the multitudes and weep as thou didst weep. Help me see the tragic plight of souls far off in sin. Help me to love and to pray and to go and bring the wandering in. For from off the altar of thy heart, take thou some flaming coals, touch my life and give me, Lord, a heart that's on fire for soul. Amen. Amen. Oh Lord, take my heart. Change my heart. It was good this morning. Our brother Rob here. You went to the little class that sent you a card. Hello, right? And what did you do? You thanked them for sending him a card. See, y'all don't think I'm paying attention to you. You thank them for sending a card. You know why? Because this is a good place and you knew that they loved you. Brothers and sisters, there's a lot of people out there that have no hope. No hope. That do not have the blessings that you and I have in Jesus Christ. Oh Lord, take that coal that you have in your heart and give it to me. And I might have the same place you have. help me to go and one and help those who are wondering how to hear in there and bring them in. Well, let's talk about another reason why the fire's going out. Because, number 3, the lack of compassion for others. The lack of compassion. It seems like that in America that what we have done today is that we've gotten harder hearts because we are for ourselves and we're not for others. In Luke chapter 10 and verses 30 through verse 37, we see the Good Samaritan. As we look at the Good Samaritan, you notice that the priest will pass by and he will fail to stop and to render aid. We will notice also that the Levite will pass by. And here's all the religious people going by, passing by, failing to give aid. You know, there's a song that we sing sometimes, and it goes like this: you met me day by day, and you knew that I was astray. But what? You never mentioned him to me. I will never forget Sharon. Sharon obeyed the gospel in our campaign. We had her only 2 years. And one Sunday, we would have about 400 in our meetings, and we'd have 2 meetings. We had the early ones that would come in and have a service then the later ones. Sharon was in the later. She looked out across the audience and she said, that looks like my friend. And as she got closer to her, sure enough it was. And so she went over to her friend, the lady that she worked with, day by day. And she came to her and she says, "Are you a member here?" And she said, "Oh yes, I'm a member here." And Sharon said to her, he said, and you didn't tell me? You didn't tell me about Jesus? And you know about Jesus? She said, if you just mentioned him to me, if you just shared with me, I could have been here a long time and I could have enjoyed all this fellowship. Sharon was a beautiful lady. She came out of alcohol, she came out of a lot of things. But she was a beautiful lady. And we had her 2 years. That helped in her funeral when she passed on. I'm thankful that those 2 years she learned about Jesus and go home to be with our wonderful Father in heaven. Well, why is the fire really gone out? Because of the indifference, the apathy, and the concern. You know, I must confess to you, I've been an elder at West Freeway, worked 10 years at the hospital. I was tired. And so I said to Donna, I said, let's go and let's get in Toller, Texas. And why Toller, Texas? Because it's a different area code. It would be long distance if anybody told me. Hello? And I said, we can get out, and I said, we can buy this 14 acres. I can plant me some peach trees, and I can grow a garden and sell the fruit, the vegetables and things, and people will come out, and we will have a little farm, a little picnic farm. And I said, we can just stop there, and nobody will bother us. And I can just live there until I die. In other words, I'll go out there and I'll play and I'll just wait to die. How many are waiting here today to die? Are we living just to die? Huh? Hello? Walls, talk to him. Have I moved here? See, that's what I was going to do. But for some reason, God had a different idea. I mean, I was 62. That was 13 years ago. I was just going to move. Well, Michael came out there one time when we went through that peach orchard. And he stripped those trees of peaches. I mean, he had eaten one right after the other. Yeah, watch that boy eat peaches. I mean, we were just going to take it easy and what? Wait to die. Hello? How many of you, don't show your hand, but of course you ladies get mad. How many of you are 62 and older and are just right here waiting to die? Well, I know that one in here is 2 years. He showed me, he said, I'm 2 years younger than you. Okay. Hey, indifference and apathy. You know, I see out in the streets there are some who are more interested in spreading stuff that is not true. They're spreading error. I see in the streets that there are some that are in the streets that disbelieve in the deity of Jesus Christ. I see some in the streets today that every Tuesday they will send 150 young people into the streets. Every Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, 150 young people will go into the streets. They've trained them to go into the streets. And next Tuesday, there'll be another 150. And the next one will be another 150. And today they are number one in converting people to their religion. Hello? But you and I have one. We have the book, and the book is our only answer, and the only answer, and the best answer, and the greatest answer. And what are we doing? We need to be sending our retired people into the streets as well as our young people. Hello? What's the matter? Amen. Amen is the correct answer. Hey, I love y'all. I love y'all. Am I telling you the truth? There you go. Thank you. And so, brothers and sisters, let's change things. Why is the microphone now? You have a beautiful message. Mark took me and showed me around all the neighborhood. And I said to him, I said, Mark, I said, the first time that you see somebody out on the porch, first time you see somebody that's live, stop the car and let's get out, and I want to go talk to him. Isn't that what we did, Mark? I said, I want to go talk to him. And we did. His name was Antonio. And he was very receptive to us. And I said to him, I said, Antonio, what do you think would be one of the best things that we could do for this community? What do you think? I mean, him and Anthony, his father, and they began to talk with us. So open. Hey, will y'all be watching? Will you be watching for this community? Don't let the devil keep you from being watching. Notice, why is the fire going out? Because we've labored without love. speak with the tongues of men and angels, but do not have love. I have become a noisy gong, or a clanging cymbal. And if the gift of prophecy, and I know all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith, so as to remove mountains, but I do not have one. Love, I'm nothing. And if I give all my possessions to feed the poor, and I surrender my body to be burned, but I do not have what? Love, give what? Give prophecy. Do we just sometimes just do some things just because it's tradition? We just do. And so sometimes we're converted to tradition or other things. If we just do them because, well, you just do it. This morning, are you here because you've got a heart of love? A heart of love. I saw a heart of love this morning, didn't we? We saw a heart of love. I saw a heart of love this morning. Nothing wrong with me out of here. Why? There's love. Amen. There's love. Let's transfer that into the streets. Let's transfer that into the streets. And let's show that wonderful love. Well, in Luke 15, the older brother, we didn't see that. The reason that souls, the saving becomes so drudgery sometimes is because we labor without love. John chapter 3 and verse 16, you know it, provide some love for a Levi. Amen. We know that, don't we? Love. Love is what it is. And you know what? There's so much love between the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit that He wants us to share that love with Him one day. But we got to share it where first? How can I love Him that I've never seen if I'm not loving not one? My good sister, my brother, my neighbor. Love God, but your neighbor, what? Also. Why is the fire going out? Because we're at ease in Zion. We're at ease in Zion, aren't we? It's so easy to stay in the house and we're staying with Mark and Emily. We got a beautiful place. We walked down by the pond yesterday. It's so easy for me to go out there and take the fishing pole, and he says there's catfish out there in the pond. And just be at what? Be at ease in Zion. Oh, they have so many bird feeders and things, and I mean, it's so easy. Why? And it's so pleasant, it's so wonderful, and so we become at ease. Where? In Zion. We've become easy here. We had a church one time, and the brother, the preacher, I mean, he was out, and they were baptizing a number of people. And one of the members said to him, the treasurer come and said to him, he said, look, I want you to know one thing, brother, that this is our church. And what we want you to do is we want you just to preach. And we're tired of these others. It's for our family. And we want it just, we want our family. And so stop bringing all these others. And my friend said to him, "You got the wrong preacher." I believe it. Because the fire within me must share with others the gospel of Jesus Christ. Tom Landry said, every team player and coach will give 85%. But he says it's going to be those who go to the playoffs for the Super Bowl. They will give 85% loss. J.C. Penney said, believe that success resulted from hard work and then some. And then some. Let's get busy. Let's don't be at ease in Zion. It was wonderful yesterday seeing the ladies come in. Let's don't be at ease in Zion. Let's reach out to others. But let me say to you also, why is the fire going out? Because you see, some on whom preaching, there are some on whom preaching does no good. There will be some that will go out of here this morning. After I've shared with you some of the things I will share with you, and they will say something like that, like this. What is that to me? What's that to me? Remember how that Judas, when he realizes really what he's done, he sold out his master. And they're taking the master, he runs, and he takes the money and he wants to give it back. And he goes to the guy and he has his money and he wants to give it back to him. And the guy will look at him in the face and he will say to me, or to him, what is that to me? In other words, what? I can care less. Too bad, Judas. I can care less. This morning, will we go out? Will we go out? And will we say, well, so what? What's that to me? The little sensitive tree. How many of y'all have seen the little sensitive tree? Have you seen it? Is anybody here? When you shake it, what happens? It shakes all over, doesn't it? All those little things on there, they just shake. And it's called a sensitive tree. And so, one day though, after it's been shaken so many times, what happens? It no longer responds. It no longer responds. Have some of us been here so long in Christianity, knowing Jesus so long that we just become lazy and we're not sensitive. We're not sensitive to what? God's calling. To God's calling and preaching. Hello? Are we there this morning? I ask you today, in your heart, why? This is our conclusion. In conclusion, I noticed that there was another, when we were in Germany, there was another watchtower. As we were going along, our son-in-law said to us, he said, would you like to go to Dachau? I said, Dachau. That was a city, of course, where they kept the prisoners. The prisoners were what? Jews and Christians. Hitler kept them there, remember? And then what would he do? He would have them killed. Here was a city, instead of keeping the enemy out, it kept the Christians in. They might kill you. this morning, you know what? The devil wants us to stay in and not go out. I want to ask you this morning, will you not think about in your hearts how that we can go out, we can share the gospel, and that we will not keep the joy of Jesus Christ here, but that we'll become a missional church, and that means we will get our Christianity out of the church building into our community, and that you and I will weep for souls that are lost, and it will touch our hearts, and we will become God's spiritual watchmen, warning this good community that one day Jesus will come and cry and weep and souls do not respond to Jesus. And you do? Let's pray. Father, thank you for sharing your Son with us today. We're thankful, Father, this morning we can come and worship. We can come and remember your wonderful Son. How that he gave his body. He shared his blood. That we all might be saved. Father, thank you for our church family here. We're thankful, Father, for all the love that we receive from them. For all the blessings, Father. Please help us now, Father, that we might rekindle